What up, everybody? It's your boy Evan, one half of MF Pearl. We got the other half sitting behind the camera, making sure that we rolling. We got David back there.
Hey everyone.
Yes, sir. And you know what it is? Every Wednesday, Legends only in the building, Volume 2, live at MFHQ. Disclaimer. Live at MFHQ is in fact not recorded live. It's actually a pre-recorded program. This episode contains sexually explicit content, so feel free to do what you wish with that information. If you could be so kind of like, follow, and subscribe for me. We go a very long way. New episodes every Wednesday. Now back to the show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're back at it with episode number 38. Thank you guys for the continued support. Make sure that you guys keep doing so. If you guys are checking us out on our YouTube, that's where you find all of our full-length episodes of Live at MFHQ along with Midnight Sessions. But of course, you could also catch all of those episodes on our website, mfpearl.com. However, if you are catching this on your favorite streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, you guys can go ahead and show love on those. It's greatly appreciated. Whatever you guys can do, share it, like it, give it a rating, save it. Or if you are wanting to go ahead and keep up to date with the latest of MF Pearl, the latest of MFHQ, we are the most active on our Instagrams at MF Pearl and at MFHQ Live. But let's get back to the episode one time. As always, Legends only. And today, our guest is the ultimate Sun City ambassador. She has spent the last many years doing the due diligence of supporting and traveling across our city and even beyond to connect our neighbors and friends to all of the great things happening in our region. The consistency behind her work is something that we are trying to achieve ourselves, as it is what is truly needed in order to break through the glass ceilings that El Paso holds above. And an absolute veteran of 915 documentation, and we are honored to host her today. She's been the host of way too many conversations to count, and now it is our turn to ask the questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Annie's Adventures at the HQ.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for being here,
I'm
Annie.
excited. Your show is so awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for checking it out. And as always, we feel the exact same way.
Oh, thank you.
So it's an honor to have you here in the building. And it's an honor to go ahead and share some like-minded ideas and to also see where the Venn diagram also differs so we can see where we can learn.
Yeah, okay. We got to learn every day, right?
Of course.
Every single day. All right.
I'm a big believer of
man.
1% better and all that.
Okay.
So every bit of knowledge is just so valuable. And we have 24 hours to acquire that.
Yes, sir.
Annie, of course, Annie's Adventures. It's your baby. It's your platform. It's your audience. Yeah. Your brand. Does this stem from you being born and raised in El Paso? I want to learn a little bit about you personally first.
Sure. So I'm from El Paso. I'm born here, raised here. I did move around a lot. I've gone to like a lot of different elementary, middle school, high schools. And then I moved away, came back in 2006. I had a plan to stay here for like a year or two and then leave again, just like everyone else, right? But I think I'm like coming up on 20 years or something crazy. Yeah. 2006 or 2026 is going to be 20 years, man. I cannot believe that. But El Paso has a way of just sucking you back in, you know?
Yeah. Dang, it's like Kobe. You have like the number 8 and then the number 24 career.
There you go.
Would you say it was during this like 18 years so far from 2006 to now? Is this where a spark was found, or do you think you've had that even before?
I always say I wish I would have started Annie's Adventures before I actually started it, because I feel like I could write a book. You know what I mean? But yeah, I lived in Austin for a while before coming back here. I don't drink anymore because of Austin. I have about 15 years of sobriety.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So that, like, I left Austin so I can get away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Came back. It was either El Paso because everybody's
What a
family,
challenge
right?
here, though, too, though.
Oh, well, no joke, man. It's a serious problem here, and especially nowadays. I don't even want to drive past 10 p.m. at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was either El Paso, Vegas, or Colorado. Boulder, Colorado, which I'd never been to Colorado, and apparently it's very expensive there, so that was ruled out. And then Las Vegas, probably not the best choice for someone who's trying to go sober. So I came back home, and I started working out El Paso Saddle Blanket when they were open to retail and wholesale. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that place, but
A little bit.
it's OG, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And they're only open to wholesale now, but I was working there when they were open for retail, and I ran the jewelry department. So I was the jewelry and buyer there, and I had to talk to everybody who came in, and I would ask everybody, how do you like El Paso? They were all locals, out of towners, military, construction workers, anybody passing through, everybody. And they all talk so much crap about El Paso.
Damn.
Yes, and it was on a daily. I mean, you literally have to. It was like a requirement. You have to talk to everybody that walks past you. And so I talked to all these people daily about how crappy the city was in their eyes, you know? And so I can't sit still. I'm always going out. Back then, I was going to any art show I could go to. I was trying to show my photography. Moving back from Austin, I started photography there. And so just trying to get into the vibe of El Paso and what it was all about, being gone for so long. And I don't know, I just kind of saw a need for it.
Yeah.
And I decided to start Annie's Adventures then. And, you know, it wasn't right away when I moved back. It was actually, I would say take two, because it was crazy. I started working at El Paso Saddle Blanket, and then I moved out of that and went to the El Paso Ink and What's Up Weekly, which was really cool working there. And that's how I got in, like, to learn about Best of the Best and, like, help them with the different catalogs that they do, and start working with businesses not outside of, you know, El Paso Saddle Blanket and wholesale. But then I went back. So, okay, it's crazy. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I should have started this page sooner. So, okay, it was Saddle Blanket, the paper, and then I got this. So one of my mentors is Dusty from Saddle Blanket. The other was Rusty. Okay.
Whoa.
And yeah, right.
That's crazy.
But it's just crazy. So Rusty I met at Saddle Blanket, and he was coming in, this like cool dude, documentarian on the drug cartel and drug war in 2008 and what was going on with all that here on the border. And he and his crew were in, and he was just looking for a turquoise and stuff. And I think I sold him like a magnetic bracelet for blood circulation or something silly like that, you know? But like we got talking, and I was just fascinated because as a photographer, that to me was just like the ultimate like goal, was to do that type of photography. You know what I mean? And so I just tossed my hat in the ring, and I think that's something I really encourage everybody to do. Just take a chance. If it's no, it's no. But if it works out, hey, you know, go for it.
Yeah, for real.
So like this guy came in the store and he was telling me what he does, and he does documentary work on the border. He has this this documentary called I forget what it's called, but it's basically Silver or Lead in Spanish. And it was a whole documentary, and he gets embedded with cartels, and they tell him stories, and he relays them to us, has interviews with them and things like that. So I was like, wow, if you ever need a photographer, let me know. And then like, sure enough, he like ends up giving me a call or coming back in, and he's like, hey, if you're interested, come do this. And so I started doing some work with them. And that led into Steven Seagal getting sworn into Sierra Blanca. Because I don't know if you guys know Steven Seagal. Like,
Is that accurate?
yeah, he's
Okay, I was just
like,
making
dude, I had to like go rent a movie. I'm gonna tell you the story. Okay, so he came in. He's this actor, still acts.
Yeah.
And
Famous actor. right?
yeah, he's been around.
He's got like the eyebrows.
I think he's got the ponytail.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, same
He's
guy.
big dude.
Karate-
Yeah. And the
karate
eyebrows. You're
type.
right.
Same
You're
guy.
right.
Same guy.
And so, you know, he like for a while, I guess he was like collecting badges or something. He was getting sworn in as sheriff or whatever the heck,
That's crazy.
wherever he was going. And so he was getting sworn in here at Sierra Blanca, and he met through Rusty and the sheriff there, and I was hired to be the photographer that day. So that was like the first time that I'm the only time I've ever had like a picture end up on TMZ that I've ever
Whoa.
done. It was crazy, dude. Like this guy getting sworn in, and it's like, what is this? What is happening in my life? You know,
Yeah.
but it's super cool. And then we show him the border and everything, and like how close it is to Mexico, and he's just like that actor. That is him, you know, the character. It's funny. He's like, stand next to me so I could protect you. I'm like, okay, dude. You know? And then by the end of the day, I got this crazy job opportunity to be his personal assistant. And so I was like, what the hell is this? And so I go to the paper. I'm like young, you know what I mean? I'm like, do I do this? Do I not? What would you tell your kids? Would you let them do this? And by the end of it, I just basically gave my 2 week notice, and because they weren't going to give me the 2 weeks off. So I put my 2 week notice in, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to go try this out and see what it does. And I didn't last there very long. I was like the 20 something girl to go through in like a couple of years. You know what I mean? So they have the personal assistants cycle through there. But I was one of three: Annie, Anna, and Anastasia.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
I'm telling you, right? Like
Yeah.
these names, but I can't make this up. And so, yeah,
Steven Seagal's personal assistant.
Steven Seagal's personal
Okay,
assistant.
completely sure.
He flies me down to Phoenix and Scottsdale. Um, we go to Canada so he can film his movie, which was crazy cool to see, like behind the scenes on a movie set and how that stuff worked,
Yeah.
right? And then we're there in Canada and everything. And when we get back, I'm like, okay, that was cool and all, but I'm gonna go head back to real life and see what I could do with this. And so I came back to El Paso. I packed everything up, and then I moved to Louisiana. And I was,
Dang.
well, I thought I moved. You know, I was there for like a month and a half. Right, I came back before my money ran out, and I was like, "Well, that was so cool over there, and like behind the scenes, and maybe I can be a PA or something like that, for some other thing." Because that's when things were moving from Cali to like New Orleans, and then it came to New Mexico, and now it's here in El Paso and around and things like that. You know, but at the time, I was like, "Let me go to Louisiana. I have some friends there I can stay with and see if I can get a job." And I couldn't, so I came back home, and that's when I'm like, dude, just make the most of it. You're supposed to be here for a reason. And so that's when I started Annie's Adventures, and I started back at Saddle Blanket. So I can, I was also starting at Leo Marketing, where I work now. I work at a full service marketing agency, and till I built my client list, I worked at El Paso Saddle Blanket. And that was my opportunity to talk to all those people and be like, follow me. Let me show you what I do. Since, again, I can't sit still, I'm already out doing these things. I might as well just tell people about them, show them what it's about. So that's how Annie's Adventure started. Long-winded answer.
No, perfectly winded answered. But let me ask right now, towards the end, right now, when you said Cali was moving to East, and then it moved to, I forgot where you
Yeah,
had said.
Cali moved to like Louisiana for filming. Then it moved
Okay.
to New
I didn't-
Mexico. And now, like, it's cool because when I started at Leo Marketing, the owner of Leo Marketing had been really pushing and trying to help the video scene here, the videography, because I do photography, so video is different than I'm used to. But like at Leo Marketing, we have our own studio and video rental equipment company. So he's very big into that. He used to work as a video editor or something like that at Channel 7 before he started his agency. So he's always pushed for bringing that scene here. And now it's here, and it's really cool because like Netflix will rent from us, or, you know, whoever's in town, whether it's Amazon, whoever needs video equipment, they'll go on and call us and rent for us. And that says a lot because we're bringing the stuff from LA here to El Paso, so our locals can have that quality here in El
Yeah,
Paso.
for sure. Did you guys get to work on that one movie that came through
With
like-
Leo?
yeah.
DiCaprio?
No, I don't think so. They may have rented something. I don't know. So Leo Marketing and then Star Central Studios,
Okay.
they're sister companies.
okay,
Yeah,
so
and
sister.
I'm the salesperson at Leo Marketing. So if anybody needs help with their traditional or digital or video production, they can reach out to me and I'll help them with that. And then the video production side, and that's the boss man. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what the difference in cameras and lights or whatever, but I know a guy, you know what I mean? And so he
Yeah.
knows everything about that. So we hook everybody up with that. And I'm not sure about that production, but I know like Scooter from the Netflix show, he works with us. So like he was on set with me today at Star Western, where, you know, we were filming at the Solana also. And so I mean, it's just cool, like these our locals are getting these different opportunities, and then also we have the ability to produce like top cinema quality material here in El Paso now, you know, because we
Yeah.
have the tools that we need.
Yeah, definitely. Annie's Adventures, would you say that it evolved content wise over these what uh how long would you say the project's been? Years wise?
I think it's gonna be 13 this December,
Sheesh.
end of December.
Sheesh. More years pre COVID than after.
Yeah, yeah,
Dang,
yeah,
that's
and
important to note too, because you actually I think you have a lot of foundation to have a better not better, but like a more complete opinion on how it changed like your approach to everything.
and it's morphed over the years. It's changed, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which it's cool to see. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I just wake up and then it's like, oh, I just like to talk to people. Let's do what do I get to talk to today, you know, kind of thing. And like I have a genuine interest in helping business grow, small business, local business grow. And so these things, these dots, they all just kind of connect for me. Like my day job works with Annie's Adventures and vice versa. You know what I mean? I'm able to talk to these any type of business, and they tell me things. They tell me like personal things. They're wise, or like, you know, business is hard or whatever it is. I hear all the stories. And if I'm able to help them at the time, I'm there. And if anything, I just like them to know that either it's now or later, at least know what I can help offer. So whenever you do need it, you can utilize the service. You know what I mean? Like Annie's Adventures is here just to purely spread word and help people go local. Whether it's here in El Paso, if I'm traveling, I'm going to go local as much as possible.
Mm.
It's just a lifestyle.
And that's mainly with well like the pod, but you also are going out and about and creating content outside of that as well.
Hmm.
Um,
The podcast is new. That's so new. Like,
that's one of
yeah,
the
Facebook and Instagram is the Facebook is the OG. Instagram came a couple years later. TikTok, I barely got 1,000 followers on.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is new for me too. Like the podcast is like maybe 6 years old. Five, no, maybe like 4 or 5 years. Some man, I don't even know. This is like a year or two pre-COVID, and then I was lucky enough to win Best of the Best, a placement on that.
Mhm.
And from there, because my producer at the time, Abel, he's so cool, such a cool dude. And it was just something we're doing on the side, not making any money, you know what I mean? And so he got a paying gig and he had to leave, you know, so I get it, you know?
Yeah.
So when that happened, I was like, okay, well, I guess maybe this is time to call it quits, you know? But then that award came and I'm like, well, I guess maybe people are actually
no.
listening. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so all of this stuff is like, I make very little money on it. You know what I mean? It's mostly gas and time kind of thing, you know? Um, and it's here and there. It's a genuine interest to help. It's a genuine interest to just let people have one place to go to see different types of businesses. If you have locals, you're looking for a date night, you're looking for something for the kids, whatever it is, like go to one place and sift through, not just see a flyer for an event or something, but actually the experience of going, see what the menu is going to look like, what the food looks like when you order it, what the event looks like, what the market looks like, what the vendors are going to be like when you're there, things like that, you know?
Yeah. With all the time that you've spent and all the friends and network that you've grown, how often are you trying and going like whether it's an event or a new place to try? How often is it like a stranger at this point? Do you still feel like you've only scratched the surface on all the people that you can still meet in El
Oh,
Paso?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's new vendors every day. There's new markets all the time now. It's so cool to see. I got to tell you, from 13 years ago when I started
Yeah. What
this,
was that landscape like?
dude, excuse me, it's like a 180.
Okay.
Like I said,
Thank you for not saying 360. Some people say
no,
360
no,
by
no.
accident.
Yeah, no, you know, it, like I said, people were coming in. This place sucks. There's nothing to do here. It's a dark pit of nothingness. It's a trash can. Like I've heard it all. And now people are so proud to be from here. They're repping our city. They're wearing Chihuahuas jerseys. They're you know, they're proud to be from here. People are moving here. They want to be here. This is the place to be.
Hmm.
It's a 180.
Hmm.
Nobody thought about us before, you know what I mean? Or it was just a different vibe. And it's really cool to see because El Paso is proud to be local, proud to go local. That's not the case everywhere. And we're a big community, you know, with Juarez here, New Mexico, like we're touching, we're spreading, So
Definitely.
it's a lot of freaking people, and they all mostly like to go local as much as possible, which is a beautiful thing, you know. Um, so yeah, it's really cool to see the change of the landscape, literally the growth in the city, the new businesses coming through, the new vibes, the things people are and I say, because everybody kind of always wants to move away, but they always come back. So go move, learn,
Yeah, for
go
sure.
see, because
For
there's
sure,
so
for
much
sure.
more. But bring it back. Whatever good you learn, bring it back and implement it here in the city and make it better.
Is it fair to say that your understanding of the city and where you're from is what allows you to, be knowledgeable about the content? But the idea of like making the content and everything, are you pulling a lot from your time in Austin? Because I know that is that where you started photography?
So I started my photography there,
Okay.
but I mean, I was just like a hiker, and a drinker and a partier and whatever, living life.
So you didn't really necessarily have like content creation.
No, I was just like, my mom gave me a camera that my dad had given her
Okay,
when she
got you.
was younger. And I was like, ooh, toy, and this is cool. And like, some kids are not into sports or this or
Yeah.
that and the other. And I wasn't. And when I got the camera, I was like, wow. And I was always that kid who wanted to go look for live music.
Okay.
And so this is just another tool that I got to use, and big into outdoors and hiking, excuse me. So it was like a process, right? It was things I was learning so I can use them later when I figured out why.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I in Austin I just sold some pictures. I came here. It was funny because I had these art shows I was conducting at Saddle Blanket for a year, and then I also was doing my own art shows around the city. But it was like I had to practically give them away, because if it wasn't a sunset or a chili ristra or an old truck in like a field, like really nobody wanted it. So it's really cool, even that, to see the landscape of the art, because it was there, it was always there, but it never got the credit, or nobody really gave it the attention. And now, like, we appreciate everything.
Yeah.
Like our streets is covered in beautiful art.
Mm-hmm.
We have murals everywhere. I don't know. I just think El Paso is just the greatest.
Do you think it got to that point because people more recently are more willing to give things a chance?
Yeah. Um.
So much on social media now too. So much
Yeah.
like that's accessible.
El Paso's very big on social media. I've always said that. There's these nationwide competitions that you have. If you vote for this or vote for that, and you go online and you vote for your city or the person, whatever, right? El Paso will win. Like, we won the Rhinos craft hockey ring arena thing, and that was all through just voting online, and spreading that message through social media. So we like to talk, we like to communicate with each other. Like, we're very
We know each other by IG names.
oh my God, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And it's bad too, because I'm already bad with names. And so, like, that's kind of, and meeting so many people and things like that. And so, but I'll know your IG name right away. Yeah. But, yeah, I think people are open to it. They wanted the change, right?
Yeah.
And then it started happening, and you had to support that. And it was all just a beautiful happening. Like, it just worked. It just hit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Now it's a beast of its own.
yeah,
can finally
it went on
grow.
its own. And that's kind of how I feel about Annie's Adventures. Like, it's an everyday thing. You know what I mean? Every day I gotta post, because it's a game, and I gotta play the game. I sell the game. I believe in Facebook and Instagram so much. I have the stock in it. I don't think it's going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I work in a marketing agency.
Oh,
Like,
don't talk about stocks right now. It's like top of mind for us at the moment. Don't do
uh-oh.
that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
Soft
You're good.
spot. No, but
When you say you play the game, are you talking about like algorithms, or are you just talking about more like, no, like if I'm gonna be trying to showcase the city, then I gotta play the game of what it means to be that connection.
all the above.
Okay.
It's consistency too, right? Like,
Yeah,
that
for
to me,
sure.
that's like one of the number one things that just, it's not there a lot of the times. It's not there a lot of the times. People have great ideas and they start with it, and then they lose momentum and it just dies. You got to stick with that thing. You got to stick with it every single day. Okay? And my thing too is, don't even like we overthink ourselves, if that makes sense. Like, don't overthink that picture or the wording. Just get the content out there. Okay, just people need to know the information. Don't overthink it. Don't make that post that should have took like 30 minutes take a week or 2 weeks or whatever. It's not that big of a deal, you know? And I get people like aesthetics and they have their colors and things like that. Mine's all over the place. I'm different. You know what I mean? I'm just going to get the information out there. So it's a little different, but the core is always just stay consistent. Just do it. You know what I mean? There's so many businesses out there for me to be able to help. And I'm lucky now where businesses are reaching out to me, where before I was doing the footwork, I'm messaging out, during COVID, and my page did grow during COVID because it was like probably the busiest year for me. Um, that was that is what I'm here for, is to help support and raise awareness of local businesses. There was no other busier year ever than that year to do that.
Yeah.
Everybody's at home, you can't work, everybody's business is suffering, and there's so many people in the same pool saying, hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me. And so I try to go and touch as many of those businesses as I could to just give them another platform to show them out. Hey, don't forget about them. Like, order to go. They'll deliver or whatever. I was even, it was a really cool idea I got from local artists where they were doing scavenger hunts on their art. And so I took that idea and I turned it into the Chuco scavenger hunt. And I was able to I did it twice, and I was like a walking zombie because they were back to back. But each one, it was like just over like maybe 99, 100 and something businesses donated free gifts. And I went and hid them at the same amount of places, 99, 100 and whatever different places around town that I wanted to highlight. I want you to know about this park or this mural or this memorial, or did you know we have this Waco tanks or whatever, and people had to go out and run and go in. And so it was a family friendly, COVID safe event. And it just brought the community together. You would even have stories of like, oh man, we got there at the same time and we run and I didn't get it, but the other guy did and he shared it with me or whatever. You know what I mean? It was just like cool stories. And I think we needed that. We needed some kind of like release off the pressure and the stress and loneliness and you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. But again, that's all it's about, is just promoting local and spreading the word. There's so many businesses out there. We're out there consuming and buying from big boxes all the time, when these local businesses have the exact same stuff, if not better quality. It'll be a lot of the time less price. And if it is more, it's just a little bit more. And you're supporting your local community, economy, and someone's dream, So that's my goal. That's really what I want to do, is help encourage that.
Yeah. When it comes to something like let's say food, I know for sure you can get like your vegetables and stuff at the markets and whatnot, but I guess to complete an entire, fridge, like an entire week's worth of food or week supplies or month supplies, and let's even go beyond food, like this is just like a side little like left way, if you will. Like, is there things that you feel you haven't been able to get fulfilled through local, like supply wise?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, we can shop at Food City. You know what I mean? We can go to
Is that local?
that's a local owned grocery. We can go to Vista Market. We can go to
True, huh?
exactly, and support these businesses that have been around for 50 something years or however long. I mean, yeah, right? Like to go buy a refrigerator or something like that. But there's still even local businesses that
fridge
sell
maker.
those kind of things,
Yeah.
There's a local Maytag store, or
Yeah,
there's
like a local retailer. is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. Like my dad, I remember when I moved down here, he loves, and I love him now too, like going to estate sales or going to like the industrial area, and they have those big furniture warehouses, and you just go and you find a sweet deal on a coffee table and a couple beds or whatever it is. You know
What's
what I
the
mean?
industrial area? What is that?
So I consider that like the area behind Saddle Blanket, or like across the street from Cielo Vista.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All that
Yeah,
area
I know
over
exactly
there.
where.
Yeah. There's like some cool furniture places back there.
One of the streets is literally called like
Industrial.
industrial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Market and commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all bumpy.
Uh-huh.
You gotta be
I don't know
careful.
if you remember. I think it was called, what was it called? Raves Club or something like that a couple years ago was down
Yeah, I
there.
think I heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place was cool.
When it comes to because I know that you had said, um, you're going like you just go with
I
the
don't,
flow
it's
of it
like the
all.
Energizer Bunny though. Like I can't turn it off.
Is there any sort of like time committed or anything at all committed to like long-term planning of Annie's Adventures now that it has so much under itself to like build on? Do you try to make time for that planning, but or does daily content and having to go out and work that game like do you feel like it overrides that?
I mean, I feel like anything I've ever tried to plan,
Yeah, okay.
it has a life of its own and it takes me where it wants to go. This page didn't start off like this. It's
Yeah.
it just has morphed into its own thing and I really am just enjoying the ride. And that's my whole kind of like philosophy in life is just enjoy the ride. We only have one ride. When it's not fun anymore, get off.
Yeah.
Do something else. But this is dude, it's just kind of perfect for me with my personality. I can't sit still. Where I work, what I do, how I love to talk to people. I just enjoy it. And I always say when people stop messaging me, then I'll stop. I'll get the picture. Like I get it. You're good. But it's happening every day, and I'm blessed for that. I just want to help people.
How would you rate yourself in terms of being because like businesses will reach out, but how many messages, whether it's a lot or little, are you having to answer about recommendations?
It's about 50-50. Yeah. Businesses reach out to me all the time. And then again, on the daily is just like, hey, or I saw you post about this yard guy. Where was it? Who send me that information? Like I post about literally anybody. If anybody needs a window guy, I got you. If you guys need some good sushi or,
Window tints?
window tint, I really like to go to this place off Rojas. I don't know the name of it, but it's in like this
Yeah.
warehouse area right off Rojas and like Battle of Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. I'm gonna have to.
There's another one too I can think of. Just message me and I got you.
Man,
Yeah.
okay,
Like I say, if I don't chances are I know a guy for whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, and if I don't, I'll go on and ask in a story, and people will tell me, and then I can give that information to you guys.
That's so cool being able to also just stay connected like that. If not for the audience, for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I've put out polls, questions of when I do genuinely need help, and I don't think I've established that enough to go ahead and build that. Let me ask, with Annie's Adventures and then with Leo Marketing, are these things that you already had a big understanding for? Like, did you have any education for marketing or anything, or is a lot of this just education via experience?
Yeah, the hard knocks life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hands-on way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've always just been a worker bee, and figure it out. Like
Yeah.
if my resume does not make sense, but to me, if you look at it from another perspective, which is one of my favorite words, it makes a lot of sense. It means she can do whatever you put in front of her.
Yeah. With Leo Marketing and then with Annie's Adventures, would you say that, like, okay, well, with Leo Marketing, do you feel like a lot of what you get to see either through direct hands-on experience or what you're just observing, like with the whole operation? Do you like try to take any of what you're learning or just like doing there into Annie's Adventures?
100%.
Is that what you mean by they're in harmony?
It's together, right? It's marketing. Like I'm selling myself essentially. Like I didn't know I was a foodie until you guys told me I was a foodie. I didn't know I was a blogger until you guys told me I was a blogger. I didn't know I was a social media influencer until y'all told me that.
See, you don't control your brand. You can only influence the brand.
Yeah,
The
and
audience
it's
tells
a
you what your
brand.
brand is.
I'm the ambassador of fun. You know what I mean? It's what I branded myself as. But at the same time, what you guys have allowed it to be. And like for example, years ago I posted something. I don't care who you vote for. I just want you guys to vote. And I think somebody had shared. And for me, if any business tags me, I'm gonna share that. And someone tagged me and it was for a election. And then I got very quickly, we come here to get away from that shit. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't do any political or politics or anything because that's not what this page is. And it's also very family oriented. I don't talk negative. I was raised, if you don't have anything nice to say, you keep your mouth shut. And so if I don't like a business or it wasn't a fit, I'm just not going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to keep it clean.
Yeah, I feel you. Just enjoyable.
Yeah, enjoyable, stay in my lane. Like, I don't know. It's
It's an outlet for people to kind of get away from all the stuff that they're always like getting thrown in their face.
Yeah, they want to relax. They want to find something to do, where to go eat. They want to go soak in a hot tub somewhere. They want to go to Mexico somewhere, and they're going to check my page to see where they can go.
Mm-hmm. When you're writing, I know that you said earlier about having to just kind of get the information out. Like that's the most important thing, is that the information is clear and understandable. So when we're doing like, um, I guess let me ask this: what happens if ever? Because I know like it's gonna be hard for you to say. You love El Paso, but is there ever a place that like wasn't Annie's approved? You know what I'm saying? Like what happened?
Oh, yeah. I learned early on the pen is mightier than the sword. And I
Oh,
do
okay,
not want
yeah,
to be responsible for putting any business out of business. I do not want to be responsible for not putting any food on someone's table for the check that they're paying that employee.
yeah.
So I just don't talk about it.
Okay, so that's the route that you decide to go through.
Yeah, it's not because I don't want to be ugly or mean. I don't want to hurt someone's family.
It's a good answer.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I'm not trying to be literally hurtful. You know what I mean? Like, that's someone's livelihood. That was someone's dream.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to do that.
And then what happens on the transparency side when like people, if the opportunity comes for you, like paid promotions, are those a thing as well?
Yeah, people can message me to do featured posts where I go on, like they're inviting me to go out. Because, like, if I'm out there, I'm posting, this is what it's like, this is where I'm at, check this out. Some businesses will be like, hey, come do us a feature. We want to highlight this, that, and the other. And it's very minimal, like, to be very honest, it's $50 on the weekday and $75 on the weekend, and that's to pay for my gas time and a little bit of reach. So, other than that, I know there's some people that charge more, and more power to them, and you do you. But like, my goal is to keep my prices low because I don't really want to have it. But gas is expensive, you know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah, and I gotta pay for that. So, I just genuinely want to help.
Yeah, yeah.
So all they got to do is reach out to me.
Well, thank you for that transparency.
Hmm.
With the marketing, I know that you just said right now with reach. Do you feel like you're savvy with that, or is that still like a weird world of stuff that's hard to predict? I genuinely want to
Oh,
like
yeah.
talk shop with you on that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't.
It's
I
a
don't.
pain in the butt, man. And it's a lot of self doubting, but then it works out, or you know what I
You're talking
mean?
about paid like on social media, right?
So, yeah, on social media. So
Okay.
like Della's story, amazing. Like, FitFam, amazing. How they do what they do. Well, FitFam, is just another beast all on its own.
Yeah,
And
caught
I
fire
seriously,
quick.
like, there's so many different pages and podcasts that I just don't understand. Like, dude, I should definitely be like losing. Like, you guys should. So many badass people out there doing amazing things that they should be winning all the awards, is all I'm saying. And I think, like, Della's story, I have no idea how those guys do what they do, but geez Louise, please teach me. Like, the reach that they get is insane, and I'm just in awe. Like, seriously, since I met those kids, I'm just sitting there just like trying to like figure shit out, because I'm like 13 years here, and I'm like, but they have a formula and it works for them. That's another thing. What works for you? You can't be someone else you're not. You have to be authentic to yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna be myself, and if it works, it works.
Yeah. So then would you say that right now you're still kind of like in trial and error with the marketing, or do you feel like there's some like consistent to what you're accomplishing? Like, do you always pick like the same audience? Do you know your audience
No,
well
so
enough
I
to
actually
define that?
I actually don't do paid posts.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
I'm
don't
trying to
do what
understand
I
you had meant with
preach.
the
No,
reach.
no, yeah, no. That's just organic reach, is what I think.
Oh,
Well,
sorry. Okay,
Annie's
sorry.
Adventures is totally organic.
Okay, okay.
Blessed, you know what I mean? There's an interest for the page to find out. I say it's like like a yellow page or a
Got you.
Angie's List. You know,
Okay.
you're coming to me to find something. Um, I stress in marketing that everybody posts at least once a day to their wall, at least 3 to 5 stories a day,
Dang.
daily. Okay, because you're going to get a lot more stories or a lot more eyes on your stories than you do your wall. And those people aren't always following you. But if they're interested, you're leading them to your wall to give you a follow. So every day you should be getting follows if you do that, like organically. Um, you'll find your people. You know what I mean? And hashtags and all that kind of stuff. But I do strongly encourage, and it is extremely necessary for a business to do paid posting. You're now playing we're playing the game when we're on social media, right? But we're really starting to play that game to the next level when you're starting to do paid posts. Okay, boosting sponsored posts is a preferred way. Um, it's important. It's incredibly important. If you want that quickness, if you want just to grow your reach, your interaction, all that stuff, and you can target those things. You know, it could be specific to whatever it is. There's no form of marketing out there as specific to targeting as social media. Nothing. If I toss my hat in the ring in a newspaper, TV, radio, billboard, I'm hoping the small percentage of people that are interested in turquoise jewelry will see it and then utilize it. Where 100% of the people that I target, if I'm doing direct targeting, those are my potential clients. And there's no form of marketing that can do that outside of social media.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's an incredible tool.
What is like a I guess, what do you call them, like the first meetings with potential clients? Are they like consultations? You just call them that? Or okay. Is there like, what happens when you're challenged with like a company that just like, dang, how do you create like 3 to 5 stories a day of this? I've had challenges with, I've worked within real estate. I think I can see that easy nowadays. Like, after having a lot of real estate photography experience, I can see how you have daily content for sure. But like an insurance company,
Everywhere, it's all around you.
so then like, man, I don't know. Like, I just feel, and I sometimes get so frustrated because like we're like with all of our content, man, the content makes itself, and yet we still aren't posting
And see,
stories.
and the question you're asking, I completely understand because I get asked it all the time. And for me, again, like I do this in my sleep. You know what I mean? 13 years. I post like a freak of nature, like anywhere from 20 to 100 stories a day. But again, I'm just sharing. Okay, I'm not coming up with that content. It's different. Okay, it's a business, but it's different. Where an individual business, there's content all around you, and it is difficult to try to explain that to people for them to understand how I'm trying to say. And I don't know, because I do have dyslexia, so I don't know if it's like I'm saying it wrong or whatever, you know. But what I want people to understand is that everything around you is content. Okay, behind the scenes is content. You opening the door with your key is content. Time to start the day. Turning on the light. Turning on the coffee. You know what I mean? That's starting your process. Then what do? You gotta water your pretty plants or whatever, and that's content. You know, even what you do that's not related to your business is content. Like Sushi Plug is a great example. He's a skateboarder too, so he'll also show him and doing different tricks and things like that. But his sushi spot is a skateboard sushi spot. So it's relatable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's also getting people to know you, where they're going to want to come and support you more than a business. They're going to support you,
Yeah.
you know? So
Does
whether,
sorry, not to interrupt.
No.
Does that conversation happen a lot with your clients? Like, you start to introduce them to the new world of marketing, which is you got to personalize your brand a lot. You know how you ask people a lot, what's the one marketing tip?
hmm
What's the one marketing tip you would give?
oh man, there's so much. So,
Let's do a top 3 if anything.
okay,
hard.
consistency.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody says that, but it's so incredibly important. Just do it.
Is
Just
that 2?
just get it out there. Yeah,
Okay.
just do it. And again, like,
Initiative?
and yeah, and anything, right? Like I said earlier, whether it's going to be a yes or no, you never know unless you say yes. Like, you know, you're never going to get that opportunity. You just got to take it sometimes, you know. Um, and I don't know. For what we're talking about, I really want to tell people, don't overthink it. It really is just that simple. You know what I mean? Like, um, right now, you guys behind the scenes setting up your mics, doing a mic test, checking your board here, setting up the cameras. That's like 5 pieces of content right there. Showing the type of camera you use, educating. You're educating your community and your audience as well. You're branding yourself as the expert in your field. So I use a Shure microphone. And I like it because of this. These are all extra pieces of content. When you got a brand new microphone in and you're unboxing it, that's a piece of content because it's all related to what you're doing, what you're building here, and showing people how serious. Like, dude, this is freaking awesome. I am lucky where I get to go into a beautiful studio and I sit at a table and I have a talk around the table and with my little DJI or whatever it's called. I don't even have the app connected to it, okay? Because the very one time that I did that, half the freaking video was spinning upside down. And so I'm just like,
Started spazzing out.
yeah. And so I'm just like, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to do it simple. And for me, that's what's always worked. Just keep it simple. Just get it out there.
It's the Pocket Osmo, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, not the cool one with the little screen. I want that.
Yeah.
But it's a tripod one, and you got to connect your phone and whatever. But it keeps it steady and all that. It works,
Yeah.
But I'm not going to overthink it because I just want to get it out there. And like again, there's so many things going on. We have day jobs, and how much can we invest in this when we're doing it all for free, at the same time?
Yeah,
but I
sure.
still want to get that content out there. I still want to help you find something to do and go to that one Day of the Dead activity you didn't know was out there, or that light art show at night that you didn't know was out there. So you just do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I don't know how to answer that question. It's so weird because, like you said, you're reversing the tables on me, and I'm not used to that. But like, there's so many pieces of advice, but just don't be afraid. Just do it. You got to believe in yourself because how much was the investment, time, money, everything to get to that, to start your job, that project, whatever. And now you're just not going to post about it. You're not going to do the easy stuff to let more people know about it and get it more in front of more people, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So it's momentum, it's consistency, not just in that initial, but throughout the process.
Do you think humanizing your brand is very important?
I think so.
It didn't used to. It's one of those that I think now is very.
Yeah, there's a lot of new things that are important,
Oddly enough, the less produced the work looks, it's like the more people trust it too.
Organic,
Yeah.
local.
I think trust is a lot more important now. And I
But
think
then
people
see,
demand
at the
more.
same time, like at Leo Marketing, we're telling we're working with clients that want that perceived. We're not like, we want that. We're
Big
serious. Take
production.
us serious. You know what I mean? Like, we're here. We're a 5-star restaurant or whatever it is. It's whatever your vision is for your business.
Yeah, I don't think every company and business can just take that route where they just do a cell phone ad or something like that.
No.
Like you can't be.
And maybe obviously start there if that's what you have, and then
Yeah.
work yourself up, right?
Mhm.
Like one of our largest clients, we have Wing Daddy's Sauce House, which is awesome. They're the first franchise to come out of El Paso. They started with us with one location, and we help them with their however many all over Texas and Mexico. But they didn't start with the budget that they have now, right? And that's the same for every business. You just start, okay? And then as your time grows and your business grows, you put more aside and you're able to add on to that plate because social media is not the end all be all. It is not.
Yeah.
There's TV, radio,
Oh, yeah.
billboard, print, online streaming, social media, video production. You got graphic design you got to think about. Then your Google ads, your SEO, SEM, your
Jesus, yeah.
PR, your community outreach, all these different things. It just depends how big do you want it to grow? How far do you want to go? It's up to you, all those things are out there. I mean, it's all out there locally too.
Man, it gets scary.
It's
Did you
overwhelming,
say,
right?
Did you say website in that?
Websites.
Websites, man.
Websites.
Hey, yo.
Do you do websites?
I do.
Ooh, good to know. Good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Okay.
I was gonna ask regarding I think it was about the storytelling or I'm not too sure, but
Yeah.
let's do a little interlude then, because I think this would be cool, because I do want to talk about sectors of business. Oh, never mind. Scratch that. I got my question back.
What's up?
Would Wing Daddies have been the example had I asked, over the 13 years of Annie's Adventures, what is your favorite example of a business that's like transformed over those years that you've been able to see from, year 1 to year 13 present day right now? Would they have been the example, or do you have another one?
Oh no, and
Sure, you have plenty, by the way.
there's so many cool businesses here, and artists and musicians. Like, just the talent here is ridiculous. It's pretty awesome. And Wing Daddy's like, they're a client of Leo Marketing. They're not mine. They're with the owner. He's the one who started that. But um, that has been a beautiful transformation itself, because those guys are partners in Charcoaler. They also have Boozy Tacos and all their other
Yeah.
endeavors. You know what I mean?
Does that fascinate you on like a business level?
Oh yeah.
Like big
Growth, man.
Yeah.
Growth. You know what I mean? And the fact that they're they're outside of El Paso too. They're not just here in El Paso. They branched out, but it's local. It's from here. It's based here.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's home here,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
just to be able to have that out there, just like we have actors, we have musicians out there that don't live here anymore, but they're from here and they're proud to be here and they represent here. You know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. I love to see a business grow in any shape or form. You know what I mean? Viva La Mocha is so cool. They have a brick and mortar. They're right there in Cincy Street. They were a website and social, as many are. They just start off with the page or at a vendor or whatever, and then they get the brick and mortars, or they stay like food truck because it's a business move. You know what I mean? Like, do you want that overhead? And again,
Yeah, true.
it's different. It's, what is your goal what's your personal goal? What is your interest in your business?
Mhm.
And then you take it that route. You create your lane. So it's just cool to see all these businesses just throwing down. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that when you say everybody has like a different lane that they just find comfortable for them. Cause I know that there's like huge, big, everything's of mass scale, huge audiences, but for some reason I can't wait for MF to be one of those platforms that like has their 1,000 true fans.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that, like being niche and just being able to count on a small, tight knit community. Small, I mean 1,000 is not so small, but and it doesn't have to stop there. But
Yeah.
this like strive to try to like capture everybody. I don't know. There's something about that doesn't really like fascinate me. I feel like at that point you have to compromise too much.
You're not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, we're just not,
And I feel like it's too much brain power to try to like please everybody at the same time.
Yeah.
But being
And
able,
you got to protect your own mental health at the same time too.
yeah, you start compromising too
Not a
much on
people
things.
pleaser, yeah?
And that ends up being a lot more. I think that translates a lot more to the audience too. So along with the way we were talking about like storytelling and personalizing, I do think like really connecting with the audience on that level where it feels like the company was almost made for this person. They really feel attached to that. So I think those are like the biggest things in like today's world, when it means to like build a sustainable brand.
Mm-hmm.
You the interlude that I was gonna want to take us into was, would you say that you have a favorite industry of businesses that you like to try to spotlight? Is it the restaurant industry? Is it the artist creative community? Yep, that's where I was going with that.
It's like a combination of
It's like try to pick
music, art, and food.
Okay.
That's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so I love live music.
Yeah.
My parents were disc jockeys growing up. I love art in general, like any shape, whether it's theater or painting or murals or whatever it is. I love it, and to me, it really does just feed my soul. On food, I'm my father's daughter. I love to eat. I'm always eating. I'm snacking. I'm whatever. You know what I mean? Like I really enjoy it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Food's great.
So it all works good. It all works well for me.
With the creative community, musicians, artists, like visual artists, as artists ourselves,
Mhm.
as content creators, as creators ourselves, as people who are creatively driven and trying to always exercise that. Um, let's discuss a little bit because we've all had plenty of time to document different musicians and creators. So, what do you think is like one of the biggest challenges that we face within that community in terms of like trying to take that next leap as a creator? And I think for a lot of us, our biggest thing is we would love to be able to like live off of our creations.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be great.
So, do you think you see like getting to talk to so many and having so many as friends? do you think there's any common things that we all share that like, not that we share, but that we all could maybe, or if there's any common hurdles that we all face within this community that you'd like to see El Paso improve on?
I'd like people to work more together. And
You don't think we collaborate enough?
no, I don't. And I'd like, I think I'm a firm believer that you can move bigger mountains together.
Do you think it's not even just about not being collaborative, but do you think we're in any sense anti-collaborative, or it doesn't go
I
that
think
far?
maybe a few years ago, it was like, I'm going to do it on my own kind of thing.
Chip
Or
on
I
your
want all the
shoulder.
credit or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But for like in my lane, I feel like if all of our main goal and objective here is to highlight and promote the city and local businesses, then we should do that together. We could inform way more people together if we work together. Um, and just in the past, I've had it's just been very like, yeah, and then no follow through. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, I've done a lot of partnering up, you know? Um,
Do you think you had to take initiative on that a lot?
yeah.
So you had to foster that collaboration a lot?
A lot of time, not all the time, you know what I mean? Not all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I would like to see more people work together and just achieve bigger things, you know, together. And there's a slice of the pie for everybody. You know, we don't have to have our own name on it or whatever. So, yeah, I would like to see more mountains being moved.
Imagine just like a big ultra podcaster roundtable that just discussed stuff
Cool.
with like every in between the podcaster, it was just like a guest, maybe like one big mutual guest,
That
somebody who's like a
sounds
common
cool.
guest of like a lot of stuff, and then podcaster, boom, 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 and it was just like a big.
And different angles from the podcasters, like a different perspective on whatever like their genre is.
Oh yeah,
you know? Like there's
what's
a
the word? The more differences, the better that episode would be.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that'd be a special episode. Right there. That'd be crazy. It'd be on our channel though. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. Do it. No, I'll watch. Wanna see it.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
No, your all's podcast is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I got lost in it today. I'm not even gonna lie. I was just like, oh, this is awesome. Like,
Yeah, it's cool. It's just cool that like I think the biggest thing that we appreciate the most is being able to say like a lot of every guest has come through this one spot where like there's a lot of history here, you know? Like this spot goes way back to
Yeah.
like, Neon Desert pre-games.
oh wow.
So it's
So
just
many
cool seeing like
crickets.
yeah, like darts all the time.
Yeah, but all the ideas and creativity and stuff that has come through, like you said. It's how
Do
good.
you think that the growth of the population is what's changing the mentality of it being from like super competitive to wanting to help one another? Like, do you think because of the smaller population of a younger El Paso, everyone was a bit more like only me? And now that there's like a bigger population, there's like this collective consciousness
Sure.
of like, yo, we can do this together.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. And just like understanding too, like progression with like social media and so forth, that it encourages more collaboration and more partnership. And, you know, you can actually like now instead of tagging someone, you can make them a collaborator. So it's just encouraged. And I think we just caught on, you know what I mean? And it's happening more. There are a lot of people that are moving into the city that are not from here, and they're looking for the information, but also at the same time, they're different creators coming in here. And so I like to collaborate with them. Like, I like, to do El Paso a lot. Carbs and Cabernet is one of my favorite now too. I've also, you know, just worked with different people, and it's happening more and more. So it's good to see that growth. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think the growth of the city is helping encourage that.
Yeah, I feel like with us, I mean, I always say us by accident just because I know that it is more of like a thing with me. Like I do think that I lent a lot to the more, we're gonna do it on our own sort of thing. But there's just been so much like, okay, that's what. Oh my God,
got it.
3 minutes from
You
now,
got
yo,
it.
no, with what you were saying about taking that leap, with whatever the project is, whatever the idea is, I do think that the podcast was in essence a leap as well, because there have been a couple moments now where we've been able to overcome some hurdles that we've had where we think we were closing the door on ourselves too much as a creator, like bad too. And we were just like, or there's a lot of moments where I think we approach situations wrong. We didn't even give ourselves a chance to present ourselves in a way and be proud of like what we've been doing. I think we got to the chase too much, and I think it got a lot of emails unanswered for us, for example, things of that nature. And so now that we're in this space where we have a chance to allow people to come in and you do the talking, like what can we learn from you? And I think there's just been a genuine evolution of MF now to where it's gone from music and like, you know, I guess we're just trying to form this entertainment in a way to a now a lot more clearly defined, like, packaged value that we're providing. And it's like this year's been a leap for us in that sense, because I think now there's just a lot. Well, also the next thing that I'm going to agree with you on is consistency. Midnight Sessions was our first project, and when we finish a season, it's like off season for months and there's no content being made at all, and now we get to have weekly content. The next step being daily content, and hopefully daily original content. Hopefully we could reshare our own and have to repurpose our content as little as possible, but even then, man,
But even then, with your content, you can clip it up
I
into
know.
so many pieces of content.
Oh no, there's this like, man, people can turn dumpster fires into like great products and brands online. I can only imagine what could be turned into a solid foundation of like a solid foundation of content. What that could be turned into. I feel like we could already be a global, national, regional at the very least, like a Southwest. I feel like we could be a Southwest brand already if I or David or like just I don't know, we were just consistent on Twitter. You know,
Twitter.
I do think we focus a little too much on Instagram, which is great, but I do think Instagram is
El Paso's very
it's a
Instagram.
very locally driven platform. When Twitter, I follow like about 100 people, and they're all I think from El Paso, because like they're all from the old back then when I first made my Twitter, and now all I see is global content, like
From
Twitter,
them?
No,
Oh,
from people I don't know.
Okay.
A lot of the content I see is from people I don't follow, and so I think Twitter is a very globally driven platform versus
get your
Instagram.
information out there.
And we have a couple of songs that could easily like gain the traction. Like we have a passion fruit cover in our catalog by Drake, a passion fruit freaking cover. Like that thing will capture the timeline like crazy.
Yeah.
And so,
Just
yeah,
gotta do it.
yeah, I'm taking some of this advice right now. But I also want to agree with a lot of the advice that you've said that we've started to take. And it's like, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on the leap of faith, especially.
Right. And you have to be willing to bend. You know what I mean? Like you may think it was gonna be here, but it's taking you here. You know what I mean? You have to be able to bend with it to see where it's gonna take itself. Because like you said, maybe you have an idea of what you want, but it's just not working out, and it's turning into this, and this is what's working, and everybody likes it, but it's still staying true and original to you and what your view or what you're wanting to project, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've had a couple conversations lately where we're trying to find the right system, for us to just have like it starts here, plan A to plan Z, and there's been some, I think, a little bit of moments of defeat amongst like the people where we're feeling like, oh, like I think sometimes you just gotta kind of like settle for what it is, and sometimes I think I have to disagree. I'm like, well, I think one of the biggest problems is we're trying to hit a home run right off the bat. But if we just get to first base first, and then second, and then
How
third,
many home runs are hit right off the bat?
yeah, exactly. So like I feel like it's not a waste of time to keep trying to fine tune it. But yeah, I mean, of course, if you're just trying to like hit it out the park every time, you end up like wasting more time than you got done.
You hurt yourself more. Yeah. So one of my aunts, one of my favorite saying of my aunts is, by waiting for the perfect opportunity, you disallow yourself the opportunity that could have been perfect. You know what I mean? So just do it. And
Put that one in my pocket.
that one's a good one, man.
that
It's I always remember it. But yeah, like don't be so hard on yourself. Just get the stuff out there. Yeah, we get in our own way a lot of the time. especially as creatives, as artists or whatever, like we're our number one enemy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And if you just get the heck out of the way,
Get some reps in.
yeah, and it'll happen, like it'll take itself where it needs to be.
Yeah. Let me tell you this one. I like this one. I heard it a couple of days ago. Yesterday, actually, it's the 4th, right? I heard it yesterday. And I think this one ties to like getting your reps in. The more you sweat at peace, the less you bleed at war.
Ooh, that's
Shout out
good.
to my boy Jaime. Shout out to my boy Jaime on that one. Yeah, I like that one because it was just true. Like if you just get it done and get more reps in, then like by the time Annie's Adventures could hit a whole other level of growth within the next quarter. But because you didn't have these 13 years, you might like freaking shaky knees and you freaking fumble the bag. You know what I mean? Metaphorical bag. It doesn't have to be like monetary, but like
Yeah.
maybe Annie's Adventures gets onto like a platform now where it's like, I don't know, it's like bigger network. It's part of a bigger network or something like that. But you don't know. It doesn't get there if you don't start at day one. And I do think that like, do you ever fall victim yourself to, and we'll end off on this one. Do you ever fall victim to the fast-paced mentality? Like everyday content, yes. But are you ever victim to instant gratification?
What do you mean by that?
Like, do you need to see results right away and
No,
whatever?
dude. I mean,
because I think that's what a lot of like younger creators, the newer people coming in, and just like the next generation of people in general, we all have that now. I don't know about
instant
me per se, but,
gratification,
like,
yeah. Well, want it
and
now.
shorter attention spans, but that lends to that too, where you need it now.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for so many years now that you have high interaction, you have low interaction. And I know for myself, my personal scrolling, I don't like everything that I like. I already followed you.
Oh, thank you. That was a great
I followed
sentence.
your page already. That means I like you. That means I like your stuff. You know what I mean? I don't have to like every single thing. So I'm not like, I'm not butthurt. I'm not going to delete it or whatever. That was my content and I'm comfortable with that. If I put it out there, I'm comfortable with that. And I don't always feel like doing it. Sometimes I'm traveling or whatever, but I'm going to do it because it takes me like 5 to 30 minutes. What's the big deal? That's my business. It's worth it.
Do you ever have writer's block with a caption?
If you do, got emojis. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's nothing. You know what I mean?
The big stuff is making sure that it gets heard.
It gets done.
Yeah, it gets done. Oh, okay. Damn.
Get it done.
Man.
And see, I'm a project manager. Like, that's what I do in my job. So I'm like, got to do it. You know what I mean? Got to stay on top of it.
Do you practice, P.S., do you practice a little bit of like, do you have to practice any organizational things there? Like in that sense? Like where you have to be like, it's written down and it's
I
organized?
have to write everything down. And if it's not in my phone, I'm probably not going to do it. Like,
Okay.
there's just
and that's also with
so
Annie's
much
too? Annie's
going on.
Adventures?
That's just in life
Yeah.
in general.
Okay.
I've got different colors for Annie's and different colors for work and different
Oh,
colors
man, I
for
gotta see
life
this.
and travel. You want to see my calendar. This is bananas.
I love
You asked
color-coded
for it.
anything. It just helps me. Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's October.
That's beautiful.
This is November.
Man, I love it.
Yeah, I'm still working on it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's how do they say it? It's chaotic. It's chaotic. I don't know the term, but it's
I
it's
think I know where
messy,
you're
but
going.
I get it. It makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
I got another one with you. This one's shout out to my boy Josh. I'm too clean with my mess.
That's funny.
That's good, huh? Man.
No, but it makes sense to me, and like I said, I can't turn it off. I can't sit still. I can't not move, and I can't stay home. I'll make up an excuse to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to the
for
store
sure.
and buy eggs or whatever. I don't even eat eggs that much. Like I gotta get out. And so I don't know, man. It just works for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And so you find what works for you and dig in.
Mm-hmm. What calendar app was that, by the way? Just
The one that came
calendar
with the
one?
phone.
Okay.
Google. or
It's just a
something.
name one? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not fancy, man. Like,
All right,
I don't download anything unless I absolutely have to, just
Oh,
because
yeah.
my photo content
Nomad.
is so insane,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And
It used to be Post-its, you know,
Yeah, Post-its. Yeah,
like
true.
stacks on stacks on my dresser. That was horrible.
Oh man, yeah, I still have some sticky notes and everything like that too. They're needed sometimes. You gotta have some stuff like hard written down.
Mm-hmm.
Annie, thank you so much.
No,
Straight
thank
up.
you. This was
Big
fun.
time honor. Hey, you show off a lot of El Paso. You do a lot of work for the city, the community, and a lot of business owners. Where can people find you?
Yes, please. You can find me at Annie's Adventures on Facebook, Annie's Adventures EP on Instagram, Annie's Adventures EP on YouTube, Annie's Adventures EP on TikTok. Just reach out to me. I answer everything. Let me know if you're looking for whatever. I'll send you a list. If you guys are interested in me doing a highlight on your business, reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. I'll send you some new customers. I just want to help however I can. I love the city, and I just really want the best for it.
Heck yeah, man.
Thank you.
Hey, well put, well put. Sheesh, man. One more thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks for making the time.
No, thank you guys. This was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Heck yeah.
We enjoyed it as well. Hey, yo, man, that's how we do it over here. Oh, I almost I elbowed Nico's painting real quick.
Nico.
That's all right. Nico is sturdy up there. It ain't going nowhere. Hey, man, that's how we do it over here at the HQ. Make sure that you guys keep showing love to the channel. YouTube, you can find all of our episodes. MFHQ. You can find Midnight Sessions. Or you could also catch all of our full-length episodes on our website, mfpearl.com. If you're finding this, of course, on your favorite streaming platform, give it a rating, share it, like it, save it. Whatever you guys can do to show love, it goes a long way. It's much appreciated. But of course, you guys can also just keep up to date with the latest. We're most active on our Instagram, soon to be our Twitter as well. We're gonna get it going and everything. It's already there, blue check and everything. Yep. We just need to get that blue check from the boy. But yeah. Make sure you guys keep showing love. Help the channel grow. Help us tell more stories for the Frontera. But you know what it is, man. Every Wednesday, Legends Only in the building. Episode 38, Annie's Adventures, live at MFHQ. Yep.